The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Glory to you. It was very early on the first day of the week and still dark when Mary of Magdala came to the tomb. She saw that the stone had been moved away from the tomb and came running to Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one Jesus loved. "They have taken the Lord out of the tomb," she said, "and we do not know where they have put him." Mary stayed outside near the tomb, weeping. Then, still weeping, she stooped to look inside and saw two angels in white sitting where the body of Jesus had been, one at the head and the other at the feet. They said, "Woman, why are you weeping?" "They have taken my Lord away," she replied, "and I don't know where they have put him." As she said this, she turns round and saw Jesus standing there, though she did not recognize him. Jesus said, "Woman, why are you weeping? Who are you looking for?" Supposing him to be the gardener, she said, "Sir, if you have taken him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will go and remove him." Jesus said, "Mary." She knew him then and said to him in Hebrew, "Rabboni," which means master. Jesus said to her, "Do not cling to me, because I have not ascended to my Father, but go and find the brothers and tell them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." So Mary of Magdala went and told the disciples that she had seen the Lord and that he had said these things to her. The Gospel of the Lord. So, my dear brothers and sisters in Christ, today we celebrate the memorial of Mary Magdalene, Mary of Magdala. A lot of people have a kind of a misconception about this lady. They always feel she used to be a prostitute, or that she was the woman caught in adultery and other things. But it's nothing really scriptural about Mary as a prostitute. It's not recorded anywhere in the scriptures. Maybe in some parts of the tradition, which is still not very clear. But all we know about Mary of Magdala is that she was the woman out of which Jesus cast out seven demons. It is not really a story that is written like the story of Nicodemus or of Bartimaeus, where Jesus encounters the Bartimaeus and grants him healing. No, but it's just something mentioned that this is the woman out of which Jesus cast out seven demons. So you will not find that story written how Jesus did it, but it said that Mary of Magdala was that woman out of which Jesus cast out seven demons. So from that moment, when that happened, she started to follow Jesus. After the encounter with Jesus, out of which the seven demons were cast out, the seven devils were cast out, she became a disciple of Jesus from that moment, because Jesus had brought light into the darkness of her life. So she finds Jesus, and she never leaves Jesus again, and that is why she follows Jesus as a disciple. Even when the other disciples of Jesus had deserted her in the garden, she was still with Jesus right up to the crucifixion scene. So in John's Gospel, chapter 27, you find Mary Magdalene was at the cross. Okay? And in John's Gospel as well, in chapter 19, I think, verse 25, we hear that Mary Magdalene was one of the women who were standing at the foot of the cross. So she followed Jesus right up to the end, watched Jesus being crucified, and then later on, she was the one who came to the grave the first day, as we hear today in the Gospel. So the encounter that Mary Magdalene had with Jesus does not leave her the same. So she follows Jesus, she becomes a disciple of Jesus, and she never wants to lose sight of Jesus. Jesus becomes the treasure. Like in Matthew's Gospel, they talk about a hidden treasure, which when you find, you sell everything in order to buy that treasure. Because when you have that treasure, nothing else matters in life. So this was like Mary Magdalene. After she had the encounter with Jesus, she sees Jesus is now the treasure. She leaves everything and she follows Jesus. So Jesus sets her free from the darkness, but then in the gospel there is something that happens. She lost sight of Jesus. At the death of Jesus, she is like that which was the treasure is gone away. And the gospel starts with, on the first day of the week, when it was still dark, the darkness of her life. Remember, when the 7 demons were in her, she experienced that darkness. And that was the absence of Jesus. And now, Jesus seems to be taken away from her, and she experiences this darkness again. Again, the symbol of the empty tomb. Darkness and the empty tomb, the emptiness of her life without Jesus. And she does not leave that place. She has her eyes focused on Jesus. Even when she stooped in and saw the angels, it did not come even in her mind to ask, what are you doing inside there? That is the question she would have asked. Where did you come from? What are you doing inside somebody's tomb? No. But she did not ask that. All she wanted is, where is Jesus? The body of Jesus has been taken away, and I have not seen it. And even when she saw the gardener, she did not tell the gardener, I saw some strange men inside the tomb. No, she said, if you are the one who has taken his body, tell me and I will go and bring him back. And I think the journey of Mary Magdalene resembles a lot of our journeys as well. When we get rescued or when we get delivered from some darkness, and then we enjoy the love of Christ, we are in the journey, and then at some point also, the darkness does not leave us. At one point, we experience some darkness, we experience some emptiness, and we feel, where is Jesus? Jesus has been taken away from me. My life has become empty. There are moments that we experience, the experiences that we get in our lives, and we begin to ask the question, where is God in all this? Where is Jesus? If Jesus has promised to be with me to the end of time, why am I going through what I am going through? And at times we experience that emptiness of Jesus. But look at what Mary Magdalene did. She never stopped searching for Jesus. In spite of everything, in spite of the emptiness that she felt, in spite of the darkness that she experienced, she never stopped. Even when Peter and his beloved disciple came and had the experience of the empty tomb, they went back. But she never left the tomb. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 29 says that search for God with all your heart. If you search for God, if you seek God, you would find him. But if you seek him with all your heart, you seek him with all your heart. So Mary Magdalene is seeking Jesus, and Jesus reveals himself to her. And she becomes the first witness of the resurrected Christ because she was seeking. Even though she was experiencing the darkness of her life, the emptiness of her life, even though she was asking the question that many of us ask, where is Jesus in all this? Where is Christ in all this? Christ is even in the darkness of our lives. A lot of people ask questions about, why would God allow these things to happen? Why would God allow this to happen? Why are people, innocent children dying? Why are those why questions? Even in the midst of those why questions, God is still present. And we realize that God never leaves us. It doesn't matter what we are going through. God is always there. Jesus is always accompanying us. And that is why he said in the gospel after the resurrection, I will be with you until the end of time. In Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And because Mary of Magdala is searching for Jesus, Jesus reveals himself to her. So my dear brothers and sisters, let us never stop the quest for searching for Jesus. Let us never get discouraged at some point and say, I give up. I think Jesus does not love me. Jesus has given up on me. No. let us keep knocking. Let us keep asking. Let us keep seeking, and he will reveal himself to us. The steps we make towards God, God makes bigger steps towards us, and he wants us to have an encounter with him. And that encounter we can only have if we keep seeking without losing heart.